All right, good morning. I hope all of you are doing okay. I run into a little bit of technical difficulty. If you can, just sound off. I just want to make sure this is working. If you can hear me, please let me know. Just want to make sure that before I get going that everybody is connected and able to follow along. Hope so. Trying to make sure that this is running as appropriate. So please let me know. I'm going to flip over just to double check my own channel. Does appear to be going. Or perhaps not. Hold on. I think we're so close, guys. So close. All right. Looks like it's working. Okay, good, good. All right. Well, welcome, everybody. There is a little bit of a delay on the channel, so if I don't respond immediately, I apologize for that. But I would like to get started. First off, thank you all for joining me. Sound off, say hello. Thanks so much for coming along. I have a lot to talk about today. It's going to be really interesting. I also want to say I'm a little sorry for, I guess, Rob's gaming table is also streaming at this moment in time. Someone let me know that, but I really didn't have the time or opportunity to change this. And frankly, if I tried to change it, I'd be doing nothing but trying to find a time slot. So, because everybody's doing something. Anyway, good afternoon, Richard. Thank you all for coming. I'm just going to give another minute or two. I know we're a little late, but I got a lot to talk about. So, here we are. You can see my main page up here. Basically, we're going to get started with some introductions of why we're here today and what we're going to do, what we're going to talk about. So, early in the year, with COVID and everything going on, I was trying to make some decisions, and I was deciding on whether or not I was going to continue this channel or not. And I said, well, I either have two choices. I either kind of step up and do more with it, or yeah, I know that bumper music is looped. That's why I got to figure out how to not make it, how to just have it run every once in a while. I'm still figuring out streaming software. You know, I'm kind of a lone gunman here. I'm certainly not an expert in streaming software, and I'm using OBS, and I'm getting pretty good with it. But yeah, that's kind of pain. I'm sorry for that. But I guess I could have just had it loop once and then go silent. I don't know. Got to work that out. But anyway, I had to make a decision of whether or not I was going to continue to run this channel. And I decided, well, I don't want to, I enjoy it too much. I have a lot of fun with it, but I think I need to step it up a little bit and change the game and make it more interesting. It dawned on me that I've been running this channel for something in the area of 5+ years. And that's a long time. So when I was looking at that, I was like, wow, I took a lot of inspiration. I remember when I first started this, I was like, just watching, I was actually trying to learn, change into a new genre. I was in role-playing games for a long time. I designed and developed a lot of role-playing games for D20, had a bunch of stuff published and everything was great, but I found that as my career advanced and I started having kids and wife and all that good stuff, that role-playing games take a lot of time and energy. So I wanted to transition into board games, which I loved. I was playing anyway, but more into board games. And in doing that, I started watching some channels to see what kind of games are out there, because the landscape had changed. This is a number of years ago, well before Kickstarter and all that good stuff. So, and by the way, if you have any questions or anything, please just chime in. I'm super excited to hear from you. So that the point of this and the point of my relaunch is partly to start to develop a stronger community, because that's why I do this. I remember going back, there were some people, and I remember turning on some channels. One of the first ones was The Lonesome Gamer, and I don't know how many of you are, remember him or still watching stuff. He still does stuff, but he's focused more now on war games. But he was one of the first ones I watched, and I said, that's really cool what he's doing, because he's providing kind of a service at the same time fulfilling a need to play some games when he doesn't have someone to play with. And, solo gaming is fun. It's much more fun and more challenging with an audience. So I thought that's why I was doing it, and I watched him a lot and learned a lot about games, and then I moved on to, didn't move on, but I included and added in people like Ricky Royal, who's incredible and has done some amazing things and still does, and Tragic, the Blathering. I don't know if you all know Tragic or watch his stuff. It's pretty fun, very enjoyable. Along with that, then I remember one of the big ones that came out that really inspired me. Yeah, you still watch him? Yeah. He's great. I mean, his stuff is great. I love watching. I love when he gets really emotional about a game too. Makes it even more entertaining. I know I do that from time to time as well. I remember when Jeremy Drakenstrike first started doing videos, and I started watching his. I go, that's what I'm talking about. That's really good stuff. That's amazing. Of course, that's evolved now into Man vs. Meeples and his crew there and all that good stuff, which is pretty amazing. But when he started, it was just him, and he was so good at it that I really just appreciated what he did. I said, I don't know if I'll be that good. I don't know if I want to be that good. I don't know if I want to put that kind of energy into it, but I want to do it. It's fun, right? And then there's also, of course, Rodney Smith. But if you remember back when Rodney Smith started, it was just him and his family, and that's what really got me excited with his stuff. It was him and his kids playing games, and I remember watching the first one, Mansions of Madness, and I was saying, of course, I had this dream of getting my kids to do this with me too, but, well, that's another story, which I may not get into today. But anyway, those are the things that inspired me to start doing this, and I know a lot of people have come on since that have inspired me further. We're going to talk about them in a little bit as well. But those were really the ones that got me jazzed up and said, I think I want to do this and jump in. Hey, afternoon, Bangin' Lightfoot. Good to have you here. Thank you for joining. Appreciate it. I'm just talking about the history of how my channel started and where I got my inspiration from, for those just joining. And so those folks gave me the inspiration to do this. And what I wanted to do, what my initial thought was, I just want to play games for people that may not be able to do it themselves. I was often in that case as well, where I couldn't sit down and play a full game. So I said, well, I'll do it. I'll do it for other people, and they'll get to see it, and I'll have fun doing it too, and I'll get to engage with people and talk about games, and they can beat me up over my rules mistakes, and that's all fun, and I love it, and I've been loving it since I started it. Career and life has taken its toll on the channel for a while, because we went through, my family and I, we've been doing this a long time, and maybe longer than 5 years. I don't remember. It's been like I said, before Kickstarter. So, and I remember watching, like I said, Rodney Smith's very first episode, and I was already starting to do this. So it's been a while. But, life kind of took its toll. I've been struggling with some things. I have a big career that I have to keep up on. I have a wonderful special needs child that is one of the centers of my life, and I have an incredible wife and other son that's just fantastic. So all of that starts to take precedent. And then I also had some injuries and some things come up where I had to have surgery on a hernia, and lately I've been dealing with back issues, going to physical therapy. So anyway, not trying to share my woes with you, but those are the things that have kind of impacted the growth and direction of the channel, but I'm still deciding that I want to move it forward. Now, some of this is going to be a little anticlimactic because I've shared some of this already as time has gone on. You know, for example, the new logo, the new Mystic Eye Games logo. And what is Mystic Eye Games? Well, Mystic Eye Games was a company that I started with some friends of mine a long time back, where we produce role-playing games. And I've had that DBA forever, and I go by Doug Mystic Eye. I've done that forever as well. So I was using the Samurai Sheepdog logo, which is also associated with our role-playing stuff. Oh, there goes my dog. Sorry about that. This isn't a pro studio. It might look like one. We started as role-playing games, and we were developing things. I did some stuff for Fantasy Flight Games. We did a bunch of D&D stuff. It was great. But this logo, Mystic Eye Games, has kind of died off and has been replaced by Samurai Sheepdog, and that's where all the hard work is being done by the folks doing it now. I don't really do much with that anymore. Every once in a while I'll contribute. They've published some of the, republished some of our old Mystic Eye Game stuff under the Samurai Sheepdog logo. So that's where that came from. Anyway, they're still doing that. But I don't really have time to write a lot of RPG stuff or even literature, because through Samurai Sheepdog I also wrote for an anthology that you can look into. And this isn't a self-plug. I'm just kind of giving you the history of things. So anyway, that took me in a direction where I decided I wanted to revamp the Mystic Eye Games brand as part of this channel. So it'll also help my friends at Samurai Sheepdog, because we still want to make sure to cross over and let people know what they're doing from time to time. But this will be focused on mainly Let's Plays, the playthroughs that I do today, reviews, and a lot more than I used to do. So that's where we're going to get into what's happening next. So that's a brief history. I hope that didn't bore the heck out of you, but that's where all this kind of started. And where's it going? Well, I'm going to continue to do the playthroughs. And there was a time when I first started this, I had a lot of time, and I was doing a lot of really cool like vignettes within the videos and introductions, everything. I got away from that for a little bit. I saw that I think that was something that people enjoyed more, so I've gone back to that, where you see the kind of intricate introductions. And if you look at my Etherfields videos right now, you know, I have like little video pieces coming in and out. Yeah, Doc. Yeah, I do try to play them to completion. Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. You're a truck driver. No, I get it. Yeah, that's the same thing with me. I still have some challenges getting to the table sometimes. I did get title blades to the table with my family the other night. That was a lot of fun, especially during this time where we're not really socializing like we used to. It's a little more difficult. But yeah, I get that for sure. Yeah. So Doc said, but somehow it doesn't limit his purchasing. I totally get that too. I have too many games. Yeah. Which is going to be part of this discussion, actually, in just a moment. So going forward, I'm going to start my playthroughs. In most cases, they will be full playthroughs, unless I really see that people have just totally lost interest in it, which has happened on certain games that just don't seem to do as well on video and as something you see in the channel, as you go along. But yeah, so those are good. My playthroughs are going to continue as they are. They're going to be full playthroughs, hopefully, in most games. Most of the bigger games, I'll definitely take them through to completion. So you can expect to continue to see those. I am going to add in something in the form of, and I've done a couple of these already, I'm formalizing how I want to do those so they're worthwhile to you, which is reviews. So I haven't done a lot of reviews on my channel, mainly because I think that reviews are naturally biased, and if you like the games that I like, then reviews are great, but if you don't, then we're probably not going to be sharing the same experience, right? So I don't want to steer somebody to a game that they won't like because I like it. Now, there's some things I can do objectively within reviews, and I'm going to do that, but I do think that after all these years of doing this, my opinion counts to those that want to watch games like the games I play. And I only typically feature games on my channel that I enjoy. There's been a few that I've bumped into that I'm like, oh god, I really didn't enjoy that. But for the most part, I do enjoy the ones I play. And with the reviews, I'm going to be changing course on that as well. And I will be reviewing games that I played that won't appear on the channel that I didn't like. And we'll talk about those and why I didn't like them. There's that. So reviews, you'll see a lot more of those going on. In addition, you're going to see a lot more live events like this. I know that's the way to go, the right thing to do to have that community engagement, which I love. So I'm just learning the tools of the trade. And again, I'm just doing this by myself. So the studio and everything was a massive lift for me. It wasn't just for the studio. This is also where I work. So during the day when I'm working, this is where I'm at. But I did get some cool new things. So I'm going to show you this. This is the Stream Deck, which allows you to quickly flip through cameras and everything. I'm getting it set up so I can have the cameras on my table. It's a lot harder. I don't know. Some of the folks that have done this, like Ready Steady Play and some other, and Rob's Gaming Table, that do a lot of live playthroughs, man, hats off to them. It is not as easy as just as you might think. So hats off to them for doing that. It's pretty amazing stuff. Anyway, I'm going to be doing a lot more of that. Then I'm going to be continuing some specials too. I want to do more specials like top 5s, top 10s, genre discussions, live discussions with you guys about particular games and game genres. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I've experienced so many games, literally thousands of games over the last several years of the channel, and so I want to kind of impart that to you all and just have a discussion and enjoy what your experience with these games, that sort of thing. So we're going to be doing a lot more special events. The next thing that I'm going to do, this is kind of where things start to change a little bit and things start to get added on. Occasionally I do video game ones as well. Now those don't typically do as well on the channel because they're video games, but I do play those as well. I'm involved in that too. So I'm going to be doing some of that, but I'm going to be doing some of that a different way. And I do have a separate channel set aside for that, and I never moved to it because it's got such a small subscriber base. It's not very valuable to me, but the only way that I monetize this currently, which is where this discussion is heading, is through advertising on YouTube, which, by the way, if you know anything about it, it's not that great. You have to have other avenues, and I don't want to monetize it so I can replace my income or replace my job. I couldn't do that, but I want to monetize it so I can do more with the channel. And so that's what that's about. Every dime that I make on the channel gets invested right back into it, in the form of equipment like that Stream Deck and tools and software and things like that. One of the other things I do is, I have a lot of music and stuff in my videos. I make sure that every 150% is licensed. I don't use all free stuff, which I could use all the free YouTube library, but I like to use some things that are more appropriate. So I have some subscriptions and things like that to make sure that everything I'm using in my videos is legit and not infringing on copyrights. That costs money. For example, I have Envato Elements, which I get a lot of my video snips from, a lot of music from, and I use that to do that with. I also have the tools that help me create these logos and the animated logos and stuff like that. None of it's free, unfortunately. So I take the money and I filter it back into those types of tools. So that being said, I am going to be introducing in the next few weeks memberships, and those memberships are going to have different tiers. Just something to help support the channel. It's by no means an obligation. No one's obligated to do that at all. But if you want to, there will be perks to it. I'm going to show you actually a couple, just as a fun thing, a couple of those checks, those things that I'm going to do now that'll be benefits to it. Yeah, I do like the Humble Bundle and music bundles and all that stuff, but I like the subscriptions ones because I can immediately download a license if I need it and send it to YouTube if I get flagged, which, by the way, happens a lot. So I get flagged, I have to send them a license, and they clear it for me. So, and it only matters well, I don't know if that's true. I may be misspeaking here. I think it only matters if you are monetizing with ads. I think if you're not actually doing it with any money, you could plagiarize the heck out of it, but I don't want to. I want to make sure that everything I do is legal and licensed on this stuff. So I did want to show you something. Yeah, here we go. So a couple of the perks that are in co-op memberships that I'm building are emojis. I don't know how well you can see those. I don't think you can see them at all. Can you? Yeah, I think you can. Okay, so these are two of the emojis that you'll be able to see use on the channel as members. That's, of course, me. So, and then there's another one that's going to be the Mystic Guy Initiative which is going to be this one here. So you can see that I'm building a base of things for y'all to be able to use that makes the memberships worthwhile during chat and sort of things like that, especially during live games. Part of that, though, is also going to be some additional perks. So those perks are going to come in the form of members-only videos, which I will be doing. Now, my playthroughs will always be open to everybody. I'm not going to limit those to members. But the videos that I'm going to be doing for members are very specific. Like the very first one that I'm going to be doing is for this. Now, this is a huge game that's coming out. It's a video game, and I want to play it unrestricted, meaning I'm not going to monetize it. I'm not going to publicize it because there's graphic violence, graphic nudity, all this stuff. But the game is so huge and immersive, I want to play it with you all. And because of my rig queue that I got, I'm going to be able to do it on ultra settings. So those of you that can't play games like this or don't have the resources or time to play games like this, you're going to get to see this as a member. And the reason I'm doing it as a member is because of the content more than anything else. But there's some other videos that I'm going to be doing, series of videos I'm going to be doing for members only as we go along. And that's just some of the things that we're going to do. I'm also going to be doing, as part of a membership thing, I'm going to be doing two parts. One's going to be subscriber-based, one's going to be members-based. That's going to be giveaways, which we're going to get to today as well. The other thing, the other thing that I've done is I did build the studio, which you can see behind me. And if you want to know a little bit more about that, I do have a series on that you can see here, where I just did a handful of videos. It was never meant to be huge, just kind of showing you what is going on behind me in the studio that I built in a shed. I did it for two purposes. I did it one for my home office because I now work at home and have a large staff that I have to manage, and so I need the privacy and the ability to do that. So I was using one of our bedrooms. I have two teenage sons. Got to move one of them into the other bedrooms. So we built this office studio out in the backyard, fully wired, got its own internet, everything. It was a major endeavor in our home. So, but a worthwhile investment for sure. It's paid off. So if that's something you want to watch, you certainly can. By all means, I hope you enjoy those videos. They're kind of fun. Again, they're real simple and basic. But again, there's been a lot of member perks going on there as well. So I'm not going to dwell on the memberships, but you'll see those as they come up. I'm announcing them before Christmas. I don't want to do anything before Christmas because I want you to use all your money and resources to take care of your friends and family for the holidays. Not me, so I don't need to be taken care of. But I will be doing some great content for that. The other thing I want to add to the channel, which is going to be more difficult, is I do want to add role-playing games into the channel. I may do a separate channel for that. I'm not sure. I'll look for some feedback from you all on that as we go along, and I hope that outside the folks watching now that you guys watch, people come in and watch this later and give me some feedback as well. So role-playing games going to be a big thing for the channel. You see I've done a complete rebranding of the channel, and there is another logo. It's this one that's on here that really I designed more for the role-playing piece of it. So the main logo here, the Mystic Eye Games logo, is for all my other videos, but I have done some other designs. And as you know, I've also done a whole bunch of animated introductions for the logos and that sort of thing. There's going to be more of those that are going to come along with the various videos. So you can kind of use my Etherfields playthrough as a footprint for things, how I'm going to do some of that. It kind of shows you how I weave in some audio and video into the storyline and things of that nature. By the way, that takes a lot of time. That's hard to do. But I do love doing it. It's a lot of fun. So anyway, overall, again, I said this is going to be a little anticlimactic because some of the stuff I've already introduced and done. But there is going to be a lot more coming. In regards to this, you're going to see it build up, and I'm even considering bringing some other people into the channel to help support it as partners in crime, so to speak, that might want to do this as an offering. And if it's something you're very interested in doing and you want to participate, I can post videos and everything. Again, this isn't, I don't do this for money, and if we do make a lot of money, I'd be happy to give, divvy it up, but whatever. But I don't do this for money, so I want to be clear on that. So if you did come and join me, it wouldn't be for the cash. I just want to be clear. Okay, it would be for the fun and the enjoyment of it. And again, with the role-playing games, if anybody is interested in doing that, I will be doing them online. I will be doing them live streamed, and that's the way I want to do it. I have one set up already that I just haven't been able to get to yet. I do believe I'm going to be able to kick it off either during or immediately after the holiday, December holiday, Christmas break. It's Christmas for me, so if it's holiday for you, by all means, enjoy the holiday, whatever you call it. But I'm going to be doing role-playing games. I think I'm going to be setting that up during that time. So there you have it. I know a lot of you guys are here probably to see also hold on, there's a big thing. Oh, royalty free. Yeah, Doc, you know what? You know the thing about the royalty free music is that a lot of it sounds horrible. And I've searched through it and I'm looking for things that sound great. The music I'm using is, I know it costs money, but it's professionally done music and it sounds like it. And some of the music on some of the free music, the premium license free music or whatever is great, but some of it's not, and it takes so much more time to search through things. When I can go on like in Envato Elements and just search for the music score I want and have a truly professionally done music score. I also purchased some effects and things from Ghost Hack, which is really neat. If you haven't seen that, check out Ghost Hack. That's pretty cool stuff. It allows you to do a lot of music mixing and things of that nature. Not that into music mixing, but I do like to use their sound effects and things in the videos. It's good, really good stuff. So yeah. Anyway, I know there's a bunch of tracks and stuff on the free stuff, but really the paid for stuff does matter. It does have an effect, at least from my perspective, because of the quality of it and obviously the artistry of it. And I like to support artists too, and supports them as well. Free music's great, but again, I have a library that's pretty extensive now of sound effects and music and everything that I've licensed. So it's actually very extensive, and I have it on saved and parked on an external drive as well, just in case something happens. Because that library cost me some money over time, over the years, right, to build up. But it's all licensed. No, you didn't derail me, Doc. It's fine. So actually, it's a really interesting topic of conversation. And one of the things I do want to do when I do live shows is bring people in on Zoom or on Discord or something to have conversations like this. Because, you know, if you're thinking about getting into this type of work and doing YouTube videos and everything, monetizing, licensing, it's actually really important stuff. Unless you just want to do it for fun, you don't care about the rest of that. You know, and you're never going to monetize or you're never going to advertise or anything on there. Because doing it right, I think, is important. And a lot of people have gotten by with the free stuff, and I appreciate it. But hey, Viper Dave, thanks for joining. I appreciate it. It's good to have you here. You missed a lot of it, but we're getting close to probably what a lot of people are here for, which is the beginning of the giveaway. So we're about to go there in just a few minutes. I was just wrapping up the discussion about the channel, where it's going, what I'm doing, and how we're going to be proceeding. So again, if anybody's interested in doing role-playing games, doing live shows, I want to bring in the audience. I just don't want it to be me and a bunch of other streamers and stuff like that. I know that's fun, and I love doing it. Like I've done a few things with Barrett. Meet me at the table. He's awesome, such a great guy, and we'll probably do some more things with him in the future and others. I did some things back in the day with Ricky Royal and Tragic. I think Tragic and myself and some others started doing some streaming. We just couldn't because of the distance between us. He's in another country, and all. It was a little tough to do. I also was doing some things with Catweasel, Paul, who's I think his work has kind of made him a little less active, but his stuff's fantastic as well. So, but I want to do it with the audience as well, with you guys, and have you on and talk about things. I mean, this is our hobby, and I want us to enjoy it. So, 22 minutes, 25 minutes later, that's the update. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. It's not done yet. We got some more things to talk about, but I'm going to start talking about what I want to do to celebrate the relaunch of the channel and all the new things that I'll be doing. So we're going to start by giving away, today, I'm going to be giving away a copy of Marvel United. It's sealed and ready to go. I have a couple copies of this to give away, but for today, I'm giving away one of those. And I'm going to ask a question, and the first person that answers correctly in the chat will be the winner. Now, if you're outside the U.S., I may ask you to pay for shipping, so I know that might not be cool. But if it's cheap, I'm not going to worry about it. But if it's like ridiculous, you know, again, I don't do this for money, so if I ship something to you, it's on my own dime. Yeah, so anyway, we're going to give away a copy of this. Let me see. I had a couple of questions. I think of 42. Great answer. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Roy. I appreciate it. I'm glad you stuck around and listened to what's going on with the channel. But let's see. So the first question I had is I'm going to ask you all is I spoke on here a couple of times. Let's see if you remember. I talked about where I get my music from. Can anybody name the license source that I've been getting my music from? First person to name it gets, and there's going to be a delay, so I'm going to shut up for just a second, but the first person to name it gets the first giveaway copy of Marvel United. You have to be a subscriber, as always, and I'm sure all of you that are watching are, or you probably wouldn't be here. But please be a subscriber to be in the giveaways. That's one of the few stipulations I have. So I'm going to chill. I did talk about it. I talked about it a few times. If you remember what it is, then answer. If that was too difficult, then nope, not that one. BitJam, you're close. You're close. That's some stuff I purchased. It's sound effects. You guys are going to remember. Maybe I'll ask something different to that about that. Okay, let me ask you this. There are two versions of Marvel United. We're going to change the question up. So, hey, Boros, I'm going to answer that question first while I'm thinking of the. I'm going to ask this question, then I'm going to answer your question. Ghost Hack was not actually it. That's a different thing. But I'm going to do it this way. There are two versions of Marvel United. What store, because I know this caused a big uproar, what store did Marvel United show up in as a retail edition before this Kickstarter was released? There. That's an easy one. You can probably Google that. So first one to respond to that will get the first copy. In fact, I'll give 2 copies away today of Marvel United. So let's be the first one. The first one, Mike in BC, you did actually answer with Ghost Hack. I did mention that. So you're going to get the first one. And To the Table Gaming with Family and Friends. I know who that is. Yes, you will get the second one. It was Walmart. That's correct. So I'm going to write this down so I get everybody's names. And please make sure to reach out to me privately. Message me. You can do that on BGG, Board Game Geek, under Doug Mystici, or you can message me on my channel here as well. That was the first one. And the second one was my good friend Dave. Is that you, Dave? I think that's you, right? To the Table Gaming, isn't that you? I think. I'm not sure, but I believe so. Someone who's been following my channel for a while and messages me from time to time. But the answer was Walmart. So that is correct. So Mike in BC will get the first one, the first copy, and I'm not done yet giving stuff away today. So you got another chance to get something else. The second one will be to the Table. Okay, perfect, awesome. All right, well, so that is a copy of Marvel United. Okay, so thank you guys for participating in that. That's one of the giveaways down. I got 2 of those. I'm super excited to have you play that. By the way, I played that game a bunch with my family, and that's been so much fun. That game is real popular here. So, Bros55, you asked me about RPGs. Star Wars, maybe. That's a possibility, though I'm not that familiar with Star Wars, the role-playing game. The 3 top games that I have in mind for that are Pathfinder, 2nd edition, the new one. I also have some one-off games. I don't know if you've heard of 10 Candles, but I would really love to do a series of 10 Candles because it's something that takes no prep and you can play in 2 hours, and it creates and evokes such a role-playing experience. It's great, and that's one of the ones that I could have people come into and join me on, just viewers like yourself, because it takes no prep, no experience. You just need to want to role-play. I also have Call of Cthulhu, which I don't know, that would be a long one. We'll see how that goes. Another one is Maximum Apocalypse, which I got the RPG version of the board game, and it's pretty slick and cool. I think it could be a lot of fun there to play that out, and I don't think we'd have to play so regularly that we'd all be dedicated, everybody playing would be dedicated too much time. I've also read and reviewed the Witcher role-playing game. I'm a huge Witcher fan. I've played the entire video game series more than once. I've read all the books. I watched the Netflix show. Big Witcher fan, so that may be one of them. Okay. Let's continue with some giveaways. So, the next giveaway, I gotta think of a question. Okay. I'm going to ask this one. Name one of the first people to inspire me to start my channel. I said this early on in this live video. So the first person to name one of the people that inspired me to do this as a hobby, to do these videos, will win a copy of Batman animated series Rogues Gallery. So, yep, okay, Doc, you got it. All right, Doc, Lonesome Gamer, right off the bat. Nice job. That is correct. Lonesome Gamer, Johan. I miss him doing his other playthroughs. He was so fun. You know, Doc Hogan, you got there first. Thank you so much. And that will be the copy of Rogues Gallery. So please message me. Oh, you will? Okay. Hey, BitJam. Doc doesn't want it, so BitJam, you're the winner. Good job there, because you were the next person to answer, and you said the same thing. So got it. BitJam, you win. That will be a copy of Rogues Batman, the animated series Rogues Gallery. Now, I'm going to give you guys a leg up on the next part of the giveaway, because that's what I'm giving away today on the channel, but there's more. There's a lot more, actually. I'm going to give you some highlights of the two big things that I'm going to be giving away. Oh, you'll pass two? Okay, BitJam passed two on, I guess people don't think this game is very good or something. It's sealed and shrink. You can give it away as a gift if you want. Anybody else that wants to try and answer? Okay, can't be Lonesome Gamer anymore. We've already seen that one. But if you're interested in Rogues Gallery and you want to take a crack at it, name... oh! So, okay, Richard, what was it? Lonesome Gamer again? Richard Sands? I'm writing some things down. Keep track of this stuff. I want to make sure I get you the game. Well, maybe that one's going to go into the go back into my library if nobody wants it. I thought somebody would want it. It's a cool game. Just in case you haven't seen it, it's got a lot of neat art. It is just to give you an example of it. Okay, Richard. Okay, you're the third person in then. So. Yeah, hey Michael, good to see you too. I'm just wrapping up some giveaways for right now. Richard, you will get that game if you choose to want it. So is that I'll take that as a yes unless I hear from you otherwise. So yeah, nobody wants a free game. Crazy stuff. I guess it wasn't one of the popular ones I was giving away, so it doesn't feel as interesting. Not done yet, though. So, yeah, Pathfinder, Boros Pathfinder. I have a game world that I've been playing in for many, many years. That I used to be the GM, and that's one of the reasons role-playing was so time-consuming for me, because I was the GM for a lot of people. And I have a world that I translated over to Pathfinder 2nd edition because I think it was better suited to that than 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. To me, 5th edition's Dungeons and Dragons is super high fantasy, very powerful characters. I wanted something a little more gritty, Lord of the Rings-ish that fits my world, the world that I play in better. And I have a complete campaign built around it that's going to last, could last years. Okay, you know, on that game, Richard, I don't think the postage is going to be crazy, so I won't worry about that. This isn't a heavy game. It's not a big box game like some of the other ones that I'm giving away. Okay, now let's talk about the next part of the giveaway. And if you are in the first 20 that post here, you're going to get 2 entries into the next giveaway, and that's because you're live here, so you're going to get to post onto the chat. Basically, it's going to be this. So, well, it's not going to be just this. There's going to be a number of items. One of them is going to be Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion. It's brand new in shrink. I have my own copy of it. I'm going to be giving that away. So, if you guys all I want you to do is post on this video, not in the chat, but on the video, and tell me where you first saw my channel. That's it. That's all you got to do. And that will go to the first drawing. Will go to the first. I'll give an extra entry to the first 20 people that post to this video. And then everybody else will have 1 entry in it, everybody else that posts to this video, which is the stipulation. You have to have a post, you have to be subscribed, and I just want to hear where you first heard about my channel. That's it. And that's going to get you into these videos. If you want to add more and tell me what you like about what's coming up in the next in the near future with the channel, tell me what's interesting you. Boros, I can tell you're interested in role-playing games. If that's something you want to do with us as for fun, you will be live and on video and all that stuff. But if you want to do it, I'd be happy to talk to you about that and have you on. Yeah, the Pathfinder campaign will be a lot of fun. Yeah, so anyway, please make sure you did that. Yeah, I know you guys can't comment until it's posted, so please hang tight. I'm sorry for that. I will remember. I'll also go through the chat and remember everybody that was here. I'll look at everybody that actually watched this video and make sure that you're included in getting 2 entries into the next set of the giveaways. So Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion is one of them. The other one is the Kickstarter edition of Madara Unintentional Malum Act 1. Now, when I give away this one, please, really, if it goes overseas, that one of the reasons I still have this copy is that I had it in a giveaway before, but I couldn't ship it. It was too expensive to ship overseas, so the person that won the giveaway was overseas. But the game itself is absolutely outstanding. It's fantastic. There's going to be some other giveaways. I do have actually a 3rd copy of the Marvel United game that I'm going to be giving away in this, and some other surprises. So, yeah, Boris, I don't know about the Madara one, but the smaller ones, maybe we can work it out if you win in the raffle portion of the giveaway portion of this. So, as again to continue to celebrate this, I'm going to give away these games and some others that are going to be in a giveaway that I'm going to do right after the new year. So it's going to be a couple weeks out. Well, month out actually for that. I might give away something in between there. What I don't want to do is disrupt the holidays with stuff. So maybe that's the right time though. Maybe I'll give these 2 games, Jaws of the Lion. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Kind of working on the fly here. I had a plan, but I'm changing it as I go. Jaws of the Lion and Madara, I think I'll give away in the next 2 weeks, so you can have a great Christmas holiday present. Sound good? Oh, thank you, Michael. Yeah, I think you said it to me some other time. That was the very first channel you watched, and I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the people that have come and spent time with me over the years. I know, Michael, it's been a long time. It's been more than 5 years. I should go back and see when I posted my very first video. It's been a long time. It really has. And I think I'm closing in. I think I've passed 1,000 videos on there. I have some series that have over 30 videos. Kingdom Death Monster has 33 videos in it. My A Touch of Evil, which someone mentioned here, I think. Sweetest Sadist, yeah, I love that name. That's a fantastic name. Yeah, you found looking through A Touch of Evil. I have over 30 videos for A Touch of Evil, and there will be more for those games coming up. So that's really neat stuff. Love those games. Yeah, Madara is a fantastic game, and this is the Kickstarter. The only thing that's not in the box, I believe, don't quote me on this, don't hold me to it, is the playmats, the vinyl whatever playmats. Yeah, thanks, Michael. Yeah, the Kingdom Death Monster one was great. Well, Doc, you found me via Catweasel. Yeah, Paul, man, Paul put out some of the greatest content, and he's still doing some things. And I hope he comes back and does a lot again, because I'm actually one of the things, and while I love doing this, I'm actually a fan of all these folks. Like currently, and by the way, this is one of the things I wanted to end with. If you go to my channel, at the very bottom are some of the folks that are on my list of people that I watch regularly. Now, some of the big ones I don't show them all off, but I do watch MBM and I do watch Watch It Played, and I've watched them all since the beginning. Like I said in the beginning, Drakenstrike with Jeremy, who's MBM, I've been watching him since it started, and then he took a big giant break and then came back with something even bigger and better. So, yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. But, down to the bottom, if you scroll to the bottom and you can click over and follow over and see who they are. These are the folks that I have on my list if you want to see who they are. And by all means, please do. Like, meet you at the table in One Stop Co-op Shop. Man, they put out such great stuff. Barrett is so enthusiastic. I love watching his playthroughs. He gets me jazzed to play things all the time. So I'm going to go through the, let's see, I'm going to go through some of the comments. So, Richard, you started with Gloomhaven. All right. I don't know if that was one of my best ones because the rules were tough. Seventh Continent, Madar, yeah, those were some series that I had fun doing. Absolutely. What would be different about those if I did them now is there'd be more, probably more atmospheric content to them. But those were fun playthroughs. Mike and Vic, yeah, I hear about your channel, Darkest Night playthroughs. Yeah, and one of my favorite games, Darkest Night, which will make it back to the table again, as always, as I continue on. I also am thinking about doing a series. I haven't committed to this yet, but thinking about doing like a way back series and going back to some really old games and showing them off. The only reason I don't like necessarily doing that is sometimes they're hard to get. If you get all pumped up about a game and you can't get it, that kind of sucks. So, yeah. Was that there's a, I think, yeah, yeah, too long ago now, right? Yeah, I mean, I've done a lot. Yeah, Vagan Lightfoot, I've done a lot of Shadows of Brimstone as well, yeah. Shadows of Brimstone and Forbidden Fortress need to get back to the table. The problem is it's just like this cult of the new thing, right? And there's so much new stuff coming out all the time. I don't get a lot of preview copies sent to me very often because I don't ask for them. But I do get some sent to me where the publisher just reaches out and said, "Hey, I think this would be a great fit for you. Do you want it?" I'll say yes. But most of the stuff I buy, so whew, man, I got to tell you, all the new stuff coming out, it's really tough to keep up with. And I haven't gotten a number of the newer games out because of the cost associated with them. I try to focus on the ones I think that will hit my table outside of the channel as well, so there's some value there. But yeah, Shadows of Brimstone, it's a great game. Okay, so I'm basically done with the content for today. So congratulations to those that got the games. I wrote down your names. And please, though, even though I wrote them down, I don't have your information. So please contact me either on BGG or private message me here. Please do not post your information in real time. I know you know that, but I just want to say it. I don't want any of your personal information exposed. Yes, so so Barrett and I have played Nemesis on Tabletop Simulator, and we've been talking about doing something like that for our channels. But he's been pretty heavily involved with One Stop Shop, Co-op Shop guys, which are also a bunch of fantastic people that I just love watching. They've been doing a lot together because they live close to each other. But yeah, I do want to put Nemesis on the channel for sure. It's such a beefy, monstrous game, though. And I think that one would be fun to get a group together and play live on Tabletop Simulator. In fact, the Tabletop Simulator of that is great because the setup is nominal in comparison to the tabletop game, and it flows really smooth. Like I said, I played it with Barrett Online. It went so well. We had a lot of fun. We played a two-player game. It was a blast. So, and if you haven't seen his channel, Meet Me at the Table, please do. It's really a great channel. He's so enthusiastic about his games and such a good guy. It's worth watching. Yeah, so yeah, great question there about Nemesis. Yeah, I'm going to take a note to myself because I really do and have wanted to get that to the table, but some other folks have done such a great job with it. I passed. Like for example, like Barrett, he's got a great series on it. I think he even did the solo game that has the scenarios in the book that you can play. I don't think you have to play it solo, but he played it solo. Anyway, it's good stuff. So I'm sorry, I'm reading through notes. Oh, so BitJam, you started with me when I did the co-op and solo games. Yeah, I need to do those top lists more often, I think, because I think that gives a lot of value back to the community, and you get to see some of the games that I'm playing on the board. You don't have to watch all of them to get an idea of what's going on. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to show you guys something. This is crazy. I don't even know if I can go back far enough to show this off, but it dawned on me just how many videos and series I've done. It just goes on forever and ever and ever. I know it's over 1,000 videos at this point, but I don't really recall. And look, I can't even go back far enough to show you all of them. It's a lot. So I mean, if you're bored and you haven't seen all my videos, there's so many out there. Now, granted, the farther back you go, the less the quality gets. So, you know, what can I say? Bro, so you're expecting Kickstarter during spring? Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, that's right. So, yes, I would love to get Nemesis to the table. I think that's got to be a highlight on my list. I have everything for it. Everything. I mean, I got the all-in, so I don't think Don't remember if I got delivered the second wave, but yeah. Maybe I'll play one of the other Nemesis. Yeah, Doc, lobotomy. So you know what's funny is some other folks. I may have been Lonesome Gamer who really I had another lobotomy playthrough that I really really loved. But that's a crazy game. The rules as they're written are awful, awful. So you got to kind of decipher it and go back to BGG a few times. The game itself is great. I love the feeling that it evokes of you being in a mental ward. And you know, I know a lot of people thought, hey, this is kind of putting down people with mental illness. I don't think it did at all. It's like a horror movie. You know, to me, fiction and humor kind of transcend the issues, right? And when you're making a game, the fiction I think is important. And you shouldn't be restrained by people getting concerned about whether or not you're crossing boundaries or something. That's the point to it. In my mind, that's the point to fiction. I mean, I don't want somebody to go out and just completely write hate stuff, but you know what? You get the idea. Anyway, lobotomy, it just gave you the sense like, and you never really get to know, is this real or is this just you suffering from whatever illness it is that you have? Which is cool because yeah, because it just evokes this feeling like, is the warden really a big giant demon, or is he just a guy and I'm just perceiving him? Is my character just perceiving him as this big giant demon guy? Are the nurses really these evil creatures, or is it just my psychosis? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing I love about it, Doc, is that, yeah, you don't know if it's your psychosis or not, and it turns into horror. You could just be literally wandering around the asylum that you're staying at to recover from, and you've kind of got off the, hey, Maui, Chris, happy Sunday to you as well. Thanks for joining. Please go back and watch, because if you're here, I want to make sure you get in on the remaining parts of the giveaway, which I've already discussed. But maybe you already saw it. I don't know. Same with Walrus and other folks who've joined. Please go back and watch some of that so you can get in on the action, and make sure to post here as soon as this video is complete. And when you do post, again, I just ask that you be a subscriber, that you post here, and you tell me where you saw my channel. That's it. It'll be simple. And there's going to be a lot more giveaways. I talked about the two big games, Jaws the Lion and Madara, that I'm giving away, but there's going to be other ones as well. And another copy, yet another copy of Marvel United. I had three total giveaway copies. I was super excited about that I was able to get my hands on those. Anyway, back to the topic of lobotomy. Yeah, great game. If you haven't played it, I know it's really hard to get a hold of, and if it is something you're interested in, the thing I'll caution you on again is the rules. The rules as written were just really challenging to follow. But I'm able to do it. You can watch the playthrough. I did get the rules mostly right, I think, in the game, though there were some errors and mistakes. But I think, generally speaking, people thought the rules were terrible on that. And that's one of the things I noticed in the earlier Kickstarters. Not so much now. I think people caught on that you can't put out garbage rules with your amazingly expensive and amazingly detailed Kickstarter game. And you have to pay as much attention to making sure the rules are clear and well done as you do the actual gameplay and content. Otherwise, your game suffers, right? It's like in the case of, I'm sure some of you can think of some other games that suffered from this. But Lobotomy was certainly one of them. Lobotomy would probably be in my top 5 horror games if the rules were really good, right? And I know it's been updated and all that stuff, but really, when you buy a game, it should be complete enough that you don't have to have a complete rewrite of the rules. You know, and I'm trying to remember Myth. What a cool game, right? Yeah, Hunters AD 2014. That looks pretty cool. Doc, that looks like an interesting thing. But anyway, going back to Myth. Myth was another one. The rules were so bad they had to put out a second set of rules and ship them out to people, and yeah, they can be really bad. Also, you know, be careful with Kickstarter in general. Some of the stuff that I've backed has never come and never will. You know, it's just they failed at whatever they're trying to accomplish, took the money and ran, whatever. Karma will find their way to them, and I hope that they realize what they did to people that were trusting in them, but that does happen. So, yeah, I agree. Chris, even bigger companies, they've gotten better with the rule books. Like Cool Mini or not, I know we just call come on or seem on now. But Cool Mini or Not was one of those, right? When the first iterations of their rulebooks, they were pretty touch and go. They were not great. They were good, but they weren't great. And now they're actually really good. Yeah, Myth was one of the best games published at the time, and had such a bad rulebook it was unplayable out of the rulebook. It was completely unplayable out of the rulebook. It's crazy stuff. But when they revised the rules and people got on board and helped with the rules and they got it right, and that game is absolutely fantastic. It is really a clever, clever game. It was one of the first games where really it took you out of the turn, like taking the turn mode, and the turns were fluid. There's been some other games like that recently that have done that. As I think about it, Ether Fields is one of those, right? But yeah. Coma Award. I didn't get Coma Award. I didn't get that one. So the comment was, Coma Award is probably the worst rules I've seen. Yeah, I've heard that, and I did not back it. Yeah. Hey, Roy, thanks, man. I really appreciate you saying that, and all the other people. I've been tempted to start doing these types of things on Discord and Zoom, so we can all actually talk to each other. Be pretty cool. And you may. Uh-oh, she needs to make some. Okay, catch you later, Roy. Go enjoy your Yorkshire pudding. That sounds fantastic. I wish I had some too. No, my wife's birthday was just recently, and I can't tell you her age, but she's younger than me, and I think that keeps her sane. She got some Tiff's Treats cookies. I don't know if you heard of those. They're amazing from one of her friends. That was really nice. So, yeah, I don't have anything else to talk about today, guys, but if you have some things you want to bring up that I can share, questions you have for me, let's go. It's 12 o'clock. That was my estimated time. I was going to go from 11 to 12 today. It's a little after 12 now on my time, Central Standard Time. So, are you making enough for the rest of the class? What does that mean? I'm not sure what that means. Oh boy, yeah, with the pudding. Yeah, are you making enough for everybody else? You got to ship it out. I know it's hard to ship stuff like that out these days. Yeah, actually, it's gotten easier. So one of the things that we're doing here because of COVID and not being able to get out like we used to, we've been eating bad food and not exercising enough. So I started this thing where my younger son and I get up every morning and train. And because I used to train every day, like 5-6 days a week, and I go in and out of that based on my current injury conditions. Like right now, I've been dealing with this back injury, and I went to therapy for it for about 6 weeks. And I won't say I've overcome it. I've got some controls on it, and I didn't really. It's what the weirdest thing is. I didn't specifically injure my back. It's just mistreating my body over the years, and the things I did for fun and excitement caused me to have a L4, L5 do this. So yeah. Gen 7. Oh, Gen 7 was another one. Planethead Games makes some of the coolest games. I have a lot of their games actually. Gen 7's not one of them, interestingly enough. So I don't have it, but I saw the review link for Rodney in the tutorial. I watched it. I was actually considering getting it, and I'm sorry for the delay on the channel. I'm getting to the chats probably minutes after they pop up for you. So anyway, Gen 7 was an interesting one, but when I'm trying to make decisions on what I'm going to put on the table and everything, it slipped past me, like so many good games do. There's a lot of good games that are never going to get to my table. I may even own some of them. Like I own Stuffed Fables. I wanted to get to the table. I haven't done that one, and Aftermath. I haven't got that to the table either. And the one, blanking out the name, the other one where you're kind of in dreams, like in Ether Fields. I haven't got that one to the table. So Richard, how far are you planning to go through Ether Fields? As long as you want me to. That's the answer. As long as you guys want me to keep doing it. Ether Fields is one of those games, kind of like Tainted Grail. I was going to keep doing that as well. But yeah, I plan on taking Ether Fields pretty far. Like I said, I've got half my table set up with Ether Fields, so I can use the other half to put something else up to keep you all entertained. But for those that are losing interest in Ether Fields over time, but I do plan to keep playing it. It is really fantastic. So far, the spoilers have been light because I'm still in the tutorial. So upcoming, okay, hey, let's take a look at that. Upcoming new titles that I'm excited about. It's interesting. I backed a few. Let me tell you what some of those might be that are keeping me, I think are going to be really a lot of fun. I'm going to go look at my own list for the moment, and I'll tell you what those are. Let's see. Pulling it up now. Because I have backed a few other games that I am interested in getting. I keep hoping that someone will catch on and just send it to me. That'd be awesome, but not going to happen. Okay, okay. So one of the ones I just backed, which I think is going to be great. Let me see if I can find it here. No, I won't bother. The boys. The boys. This is going to hurt the board game. I don't know if I so read the graphic novels, watched the fantastic series on Amazon. The Boys is definitely one of those that I'm looking forward to, for sure. I hope that answers your question. Yeah, so basically, so you're not with Richard, with Etherfield, you're not going to get a ton of spoilers until I get through the prologue, because so many people have done the prologue. I'm sure you can see it, or whatever you call it, I don't know what they call it, the tutorial mission or whatever, because that's when it really breaks open and becomes almost a open world style game. Haven't gotten there yet, but we will. So the Boys, that's one of them. There's some expansions coming out for Escape the Dark Sector. It's a game I play a lot often with my family. That one's a big one that I'm looking forward to. Townsfolk Tussle, which I did a single video so far on my channel, is another one, because I do love Kingdom Death Monster, but this is an interesting take because it's kind of the same theory, though totally themed different, totally plays different. But it's a boss battler where you don't have to go through all the settlement phase or anything like that. It can be played in one session. So that one's really big on my list. And again, you can go back. I did do a playthrough of it about 3 weeks ago of the first boss. What's another one? Let's see. The last Nova, I don't know how to pronounce it. Nova Atis Renaissance is another one that I'm super excited about. Again, the story elements of that I saw in the playthrough on that, I think on Man vs. Meeples. I watched a playthrough there, which was great. Of course, I'm a huge fan. I think if you go back far enough, you'll be able to find this on my playlists. I played Darkest Dungeon on this channel, the video game. I still play it. So I backed the board game. I'm a little concerned about the board game, but I'm sure by the time it gets published, Mythic Games will refine it and make it great. There's just some, it looks very fiddly and long. Like, you have so many different aspects of it you have to deal with. But just the fact that it's Darkest Dungeon, I got it. I backed it because I'm a massive fan of the video game. Freedom 5, by that's the Sentinels Comics board game. I had to back that. I have everything for that, for all the game. I have all the cards. I didn't get the one board game for them, the one Freedom, whatever, Sentinels of Freedom board game. I did not get that, the one that was tactical. Yeah. So Chris, yeah, the Darkest Dungeon minis look incredible, and I think they've done a pretty good job so far of capturing the spirit of the game. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. I said I backed it. And it will be something on my table because I'm a huge fan of the video game. And you know what's cool, guys? If you don't know this, Darkest Dungeon is also on iOS. If you have an iPad, it plays just as well. The only thing you don't get to do is mod it. I modify the heck out of my Darkest Dungeon game with new characters and stuff like that. And you can't do that with the one on the iPad, but it does give you that experience. And if you haven't played Darkest Dungeon, it's a board game, basically, in my mind. The video game is a board game. It's very tactical, and a lot of great decision making. So check that one out. What else do I got? Let's see. Warfighter, the Warfighter Fantasy. So I did Warfighter on this channel. I didn't do a lot of it because it's one of those games that's really hard to play on the channel for me. It was hard for me, not for everybody, but it was for me. So Warfighter Fantasy by DVG. I'm definitely going to pull that one out. I did also look at the Set of Watch, Sword and Coin expansion and the Seven Citadel game. Those are some big ones. Another one I'm looking at that is coming to me, of course, Role Player Adventure, another big one that I'm super excited about. Let's see, what else? Rattling off a bunch of games here. The Shivers, which is a pop-up book game that I'm looking forward to playing with my family. So there's a bunch of stuff, actually, now that I'm putting some thought to it. Final Girl, that's what I'm missing. Final Girl, I backed that as well. Yeah, Final Girl is going to be a great game. You know, if you look at the concept of it, I mean, it's just. I watched some playthroughs of it. It looks like a fun one to me. I definitely did back it. It's definitely one that's going to get to the table for me. Yeah, and you know, when you look at Hostage Negotiator as a single player game, it's really good. So. Yeah, me too. I really like the Sentinels of Freedom universe, the Sentinels of the Multiverse universe. It's interesting because the card game is still one of my favorite superhero games, period. And by the way, they have a great app for that if you haven't played it, and they have everything in that app. You can get everything. Speaking of the Tough Rulebook, the Coin series, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's rough, but hopefully, I mean, again, some of the rules you have to decipher, right? But going back to the Sentinels of Freedom and the Freedom 5, you know, great games that they put out. The card game is still one of my favorites. I got that big giant box for that has everything in it, and I still like to get that out. And I have some friends of mine that don't like the mathiness of it. But if you haven't played the card game, get the app. It's cheap, and give it a try. It's the Sentinels of the Multiverse card game / app version of the card game. Yeah. Which you think so? You think Sentinels of the Multiverse is better? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I didn't play, you know, the other Sadler game. I didn't play the other one, the Street Fighter type one. But I do have Ultra Quest because that's more thematically. That's more interesting to me. But I do like their products. They're great. Oh, you know, another one that is going to be coming to me eventually that I backed ages ago. I'm going to see if I can find it in here because I think it'll be interesting to talk about. Of course, there's Frosthaven. I got that one on the way at some point. Where is it? I backed it so long ago, and it's taken so long to get out. Of course, by the way, anything by Ryan Lockett, I back it. I play it. I back it. Sleeping Gods is the other one. Was one of the other ones. And let's see. I'm going to keep going back here till I find what I'm looking for. So I'm blanking on the name for the moment. It is a big game too. It's going to be a whopper on the table. It is. Come on, where are you? I mean, I backed this so long ago. I don't remember how long ago. It seems like forever ago. And it is coming out. It's not one of those ones that's not coming. Dungeon Crusade. Yeah. Book 1, Genesis of Evil is another one I'm looking forward to. Okay, I got to catch up on some chats here. So yeah, Street Masters. I haven't played Street Masters yet. A lot of people have. Again, thematically, it wasn't like top of my list, though it does look like a good game. Yeah. I get it with what you're saying about the Sadler's game and yeah. Shivers. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I got that one more for the family than for my channel on Shivers. But yeah, so Richard Sands said Shivers I looked at, but eventually didn't go with it. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And I always want to get more Kingdom Death Monster to the table when I get the rest of the second shipments. I'll probably bring it back and do something interesting with it. You know, the problem I have with those games and Shadows of Brimstone is putting together the darn miniatures. I mean, a lot of people love doing that. I like painting them. I don't like putting them together. It's just tedious work for me, though it can be a little cathartic and relaxing. And I did find that to be true of Kingdom Death. At least with Kingdom Death, you're kind of mix and matching to put their version of those characters together. Walking Dead No Sanctuary. That's a good game. I played it a number of times with my family, and I think I did a playthrough. Let me see. Look on my playlist. I'm pretty sure I did do a playthrough of that. If that's the right version of the Walking Dead game that I'm thinking of. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Yeah, I did. Yes, I did. I did a playthrough of it. 4 episodes, and I have played it since, but it's been a long time since I've taken it off. It's still on the shelf. I've taken it off the shelf. Yeah. So, I haven't played it recently though. Though I did play it and I did like it. There was some element that I don't know. My family, I don't know, there's something about it that my family didn't enjoy as much as some of the other games. I don't remember what it was now. It's been a long time. Yeah, you don't hear too much about that game, and it was a big game too. There's a lot of content with it. Like you could play it for a long time. If you're into The Walking Dead, my wife and I are. We're watching. I think there are what 4 different Walking Dead series out now. So yeah, I have the base game for folklore, the fiction. So I was asked. It sounds like you need all of the folklore stuff. Yeah, I would love it. But so many people were doing playthroughs of it when I was getting ready to do a playthrough. I try to, again, I look at this as a community. I don't find it to be competitive. So I'm not trying to compete with my partners in crime on YouTube at all. And so when I saw that that other people were doing great playthroughs of Folklore, The Affliction, I just didn't do it. I had it, I just didn't do it. And then of course I moved on to some other games. It's not that the game isn't great. It's just that so many people had done such great playthroughs of it, and I'd be rehashing the content. And at the time that they were doing it, would have been about the time I would have wanted to do the playthrough, and so I passed. Like I said, I do try to mix it up so I'm not competing with my compatriots out there. I want their stuff to be seen and my stuff to be seen and enjoy it right equally. And maybe the fun of that, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe the fun of that is seeing how different people play it. But there are so many videos on folklore that I did pass on for the channel. I have the game though. Well, the base game, the retail version of it. So I'm reading some more stuff. Yeah, Street Masters. So I know Street Masters has come up a couple of times here. Maybe I need to acquire that, but I don't have it. I do have Alter Quest though, so I think that might fill that edge, even though it's different in the fact it's a dungeon crawler, has different rules. I know that it has similar rules to Street Masters in the card play. Have I seen Dungeon Degenerates? Well, good news for you. I have. Hold on, let me find it here on my list, my playlist here. I know my playlists are hard to get through. There's so much stuff, but it can't be that far back either. Well, maybe it is. Yeah, right here. I have 16 episodes of Dungeon Degenerates for you, Musar 523. So I hope I didn't botch that completely. But yeah, 16 episodes of Dungeon Degenerates. If you want to see that, it's a great game. That was an underdog sleeper hit that I think too many people missed out on. And mainly, I think they did because they saw the art style and thought it was something weird, and it isn't. It's actually a really good game. I love the way they themed it. They themed it differently. It's if it wasn't themed that way, it would still be a great game, but it wouldn't be as visually stimulating. It's like very appealing, interesting if you like the artwork. Yeah, it's a great game. Dungeon Degenerates is. I would pull that out and put on the table with anybody. I think it's just great. If you haven't seen my playlist on that, please go watch it. I bought most of the content too. The only thing I didn't get was the miniatures because they were metal, and I just didn't want them. And I think the standees for that game are great, so I didn't bother with the actual sets of miniatures for Dungeon Degenerates, but I do have the content for it, and I played a bunch of it. Like I said, 16 full episodes of Dungeon Degenerates on my channel, so that kind of tells you. You kind of know when I gravitate to a game I really like because you'll see a lot of episodes for it. Like Forbidden Fortress, I have 19 episodes of that, 12 episodes of Madara. Where's some other ones? I'll skip the video game ones. Like I have 35 episodes of Conan Exiles. I don't know if you watched that, but that was great. I enjoyed playing that for y'all. And Subnautica, which is another video game. I'm waiting for most of the content to come out for the Subnautica new game of that. I have. They've finally put all the voice acting in, so I'll probably start a series of that at some point. And you're going to see like 20 plus videos, I'm sure, for Etherfields as it comes out. I did 16 for Tainted Grail, 16 episodes of that. And so there's a bunch, but absolutely, Dungeon Degenerates, great game. If you like dungeon crawlers, you will, storytelling games, it's great. Are you talking about the storybook stock, or the ones that have just story in them? Because that's a really clever game. For those of you, I know there's 15 people watching right now, and I'm sure more will come and see the video. Here's my So this is funny, guys. I don't know if you're looking at it. I'm going to show it to you. Because I get this one person has for years has come and watched my videos, and I think it's the same person because it always comes from the same region and that just does not like me. It's like the one thumb down. Let me see if I can find it here on my channel. Oh, you can't see it. You got to be on the actual stream, but you can see it. There's one thumb down. I love it. It's great. Like, what am I doing right now that would have you thumb it down? You don't like what I'm saying? I don't know. I actually get a kick out of it. But what would be interesting is if the person that did thumb it down came and told me why. Some people do, actually, when they genuinely don't like something I put out, they'll tell me about it. But most time it's the same. I think it's the same one or two people over the last 5 years. And what I want to say to them is thank you for watching for all these years. It's awesome. I appreciate it. Yeah, there's always a hater, but like I said, I'm not offended by it. It's funny to me. If they want to share what their thoughts are, I'd be happy to hear them. But that's good stuff. So Brew Geek, Etherfields all week. You're hooked. Me too, man. Wow. It's just such a great game so far. I'm just really digging it. I'm starting to think that Awakened Realms is onto something. I mean, they've done like multiple great games in a row. It's Tainted Grail, Nemesis, now this. Man, they just keep getting better and better. So super excited about that. So any other questions, guys? We're about an hour and a half. I was planning for an hour, but this has been great talking to y'all. Yeah, I probably say a lot of things people don't agree with. It is what it is. Yeah, I try to be very PC on these events, but if you knew me in real life, I'm definitely not that. So, yeah. I'm sorry, Doc. What are you talking about? I'm terrified of KidM Wave 3 shipping. Oh, KDM. Yeah. Me too. I wonder. That's gonna be I can tell it's gonna be a time suck. Which is, again, then I'll probably put the game back on the table and do another 30 episodes. And man, wow. But KDM is a great game for sure. So anyway, guys, this has been an incredibly enjoyable experience for me. So thank you so much, and I appreciate you coming to watch and spend the time with me. I do want to close it out. I think an hour and a half has been good for this, and we'll do a lot more of these. You paid a lot. Oh, because you had to. Are you shipping them overseas, MSR? That'd be quite expensive to get all that. Because I think they only have their own store. It's not like that you can get Dungeon Degenerates through most of the overseas outlets, I imagine. Yeah. The KDM. Sorry, bouncing back and forth through the chat. So. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching the stream, guys. I very much appreciate your time, and been great chatting with you all. I want to do more of it. I want to do more of it live. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate your support over the years. It's been fantastic. So there's more to come, and it'll be a lot of fun. So please, before you leave here today, make sure you go post below as soon as I turn the stream off. Anyway, like I said, I'm gonna go back and see who watched and include them. Make sure that you're all included in getting a bonus to the giveaway for spending the time with me, and I really appreciate it. So I'm sorry. Yeah, you had to have it sent FedEx. Yeah, I bet you that was not cheap. Yeah, that can be rough. That's why I get concerned about shipping my giveaway games overseas. I mean, I don't mind giving the game away, like the Madara game. It's a $150 game, but it costs $200 to ship. I don't mind giving stuff away, but I don't have a free $300 to throw around. So, like I'm sure most of you don't either. So it gets a little pricey to do that. Anyway, guys, thanks again. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate all the subscriptions, the likes, the shares, and your time, most of all, and especially for an event like this. Please, I know we're getting ready to head into the next set of holidays here in the U.S. and around the world, so please enjoy it, and hopefully you'll win one of the games for Christmas and your holiday. So, no, that's no problem, Walrus. You got a good portion of it, looks like, and thanks so much. So. Please, again, a couple of things I'll close out with. If you're interested in doing some role-playing or some live play of games, I'm going to start doing more of that, and I would like to include the community instead of just round up a bunch of friends or other YouTubers. So if it's something you're interested in, let me know, private message me. And for those of you that want, Please don't forget to private message. Don't post anything publicly with your personal information. So thanks, and it was very good chatting with you. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Now I have to figure out how to turn off the stream. It's been one of those fun days, right? All right, y'all. Take care.